D. Medic uses the word incadence. I never...
Incontinence.
That's not what it says.
Where? Point it out. Oh, like incidents. He meant incidents where they were really in the wrong.
Oh! I said incadence, where they were really in the wrong. Who was really in the wrong?
Major figures of the Torah.
No. There's incidents where they poskin... Well, depends who you consider a major figure. Like Korach was clearly in the wrong. But even he had a Torah svara behind what he was doing. All of them are considered arguments within Torah that are brought out into much bigger problems than they were.
Rabs, if Mela Kunis saw your Facebook page and decided to hunt you down to have sex with you, would you deny her?
Of course.
Of course. We love Hashem.
And I'm not even attracted to her anyway. Alright, now, my happiest moment of my life... You know what? I had to do this for homework all week, because I didn't have a busty Asian story to share with you right off the bat. You know?
I've got to tell you this one story about this woman who looked like Julia Roberts, but with bigger breasts. But go ahead.
Go ahead.
So like the spring of '94 was like good time, because not only did I have the busty Asian chick, like I placed this personals ad in the LA Times, and this girl responded. I talked to her on the phone. Said, you know, we hit it off, and I say, you know, what do you look like? And she said, I look like Julia Roberts with bigger breasts. I was like, oh, this is such a pleasure, momish. So she picks me up in Westwood, and we drive like down to Malibu. It's nighttime. We kind of walk on the beach, and we get on a rock, sit on a rock, and we start making out. And it was just so beautiful. Like there's the moonlight, and she's like topless, and we were making out. And then another night, she took me to the Holocaust Memorial in Pan Pacific Park.
Yeah, because nothing says let's make out like going to see dead bodies.
And like I tried to grope her, and she said it was inappropriate. She wasn't Jewish. And so then we went back to my place, and we did it there. And
wait, when was this?
This is the same spring of '94.
Oh, okay.
And then like I had so much bounty that spring, I wasn't as careful as I should have been. And so she wrote me a letter saying how meaningful, our time together was, and how wonderful. I don't know how I just let her go, but I did. So I both lost the busty Asian chick and Julia Roberts with bigger breasts. Like they both came into my life.
You might not see big boobs like that ever again.
I may not see them ever again.
Wow, what a loss. The two questions here. Lakewood Rob says, were you happier as a goy than you have been as a Torah Jew?
No.
You're happier as a Jew even though you're not getting any big breasts?
Yes.
Wow, that's dedication. William609 says, Rabs and Luke, do both of you keep kosher year-round? Yes, that's not a question.
Yes, it's not even a question.
Well, what if it was offered to you by some Asian chick with big boobs?
What, non-kosher food?
Yeah. Like she brought you a little bit of fried wonton. And she said, oh, ching chong.
Ting tong.
Me so horny.
Ling long.
Me suck you long time. Me sucky. Right? And she had like some, fried shrimp there, right? And all you had to do was eat the fried shrimp and you're in. You wouldn't?
No, I wouldn't.
So you just blow past the fried shrimp.
I've had 3 different women offer to sleep with me if I shave my beard.
That was just 2.
It's 3 now.
A third one in the last couple of weeks? Are you serious? A third one? Wow, this guy's... The test. God just keeps sending them your way. Maybe they're going to get... Like Abraham Avinu got 10 tests. Maybe he's going to send you 10 different women. And you're going to have to say no to all 10. Huh? Liquid Rob says, is breast milk from a shiksa kosher? And the answer is, we already talked about that with Paro's daughter. And the answer is yes, but it's preferable to go with a Jewish woman instead.
Tell me about the happiest moment of your life.
Happiest moment, I don't have like these Asian big boobs and the, what was her name, the pretty woman?
It's not Julia Roberts.
Julia Roberts. Mine's kind of boring compared to yours. I'm going to put people to sleep, but here's mine.
Yeah.
My happiest moment is going to be the day I get married. But obviously I won't say obviously, but chances are it looks like it's never going to happen. As we stand now. So
that's right, they've outlawed same-sex marriage in California.
Okay, so it doesn't look like I'm getting married, so I'm not going to have that. So I don't really have that happy moment. So I've been like a pretty much an unhappy guy. Pretty much my life has sucked, and I haven't been very happy. The few things that have stood out that make me happy,
Mm-hmm.
I've had a few things. I like being in the water. I like surfing, especially when no one's around. And then of course I thought about this one day. I think it was like back in 1996. I went surfing. There was like one other guy in the water the whole day. The whole time I was there was like one other guy, and like I think he came in, I think he left. And when you're by yourself in the water, it's just amazing. And this was like at the end of summer. It was like after all the kids go back to school and all the idiots from out of town go back to New York and New Jersey and Iowa. And it's just like you're there with like the hardcores, just like the locals who surf, right? So it's like one or two guys in the water. It was like me and somebody else. And this seal showed up. It was like the coolest thing. The seal showed up and he squirted some water in my face. And he hung out like the whole day. Like where I surf, there's usually a seal that will hang out and watch everybody surf. But this one was like the coolest one ever. He got up on a rock that was exposed, and he just sat there. And I entertained him by like surfing, and it was a great day to catch waves. I was just catching one after another. And I was like going down the face of the wave, and his head, I was watching him, was following me the whole time I was surfing across the face of the wave, like from one end of the beach to the other, and he was sitting on a rock, and he was just, and I was like, oh, this is such a switch. Because like you go to like SeaWorld or something, right, and the people sit there,
Right.
you know, and they watch the seals, and here it was like he was just sitting there, you know, laying out, basking in the sun and watching me surf. And that was just the coolest thing. It was just like getting in touch with nature, getting in touch with, you know, the ocean, and here was the seal, and he was watching me, and God set this up, and I thought it was a really special moment. It doesn't like comparative like big-breasted Asian women. The other things, of course, that I've liked is like I used to do stand-up comedy, and I know there's been some times where like I was playing like a room that was packed. I mean, like standing room only. Like like you can really feel everybody in there because like you know there's like people standing on top of each other, and it's like hot in there, and it's like sweaty, and then all of a sudden there's like this big roar of laughter, and it just like comes and hits you like a tsunami, like a big wave, you know, and it's like all this, and it's like. It's a little bit overwhelming when you hear how loud in a room like that, like this huge wave of laughter coming by you, and like for a second there you forget like what you're going to say next because you're just like overwhelmed by it, and it just like feels really fucking good that you're standing there and like this whole room of like hundreds of people just erupted with laughter on you. And it's really like I haven't had sex with like busty Asian women, but I'm thinking it might like be comparable, like you know, like it might be better than.
It's very
sex.
similar in many ways.
So I'm thinking the same thing. So that's also one thing I like, and I also like really. I'm a dancer, and I've had some great times, like you know when there's like live music or something, and I'm like really getting into the dancing and stuff, and I like that too a lot.
Dancing with women or dancing with men?
Just dancing by myself.
Isn't that a song?
Dancing by myself, dancing.
Billy Idol.
Billy Idol, baby. Yeah.
Is that a song about masturbation?
No, I thought it was like dancing with myself.
It's not about a metaphor for...
Looked all over the world. I don't know, maybe it is. I'll have to check out the lyrics. I don't know.
Okay.
So that's it. That's my boring answers.
Okay, so my other question was, in what areas of your life can you get criticized or attacked and it just doesn't bother you at all?
Does a Jew belong in the sea? No, a Jew belongs with big-breasted Asian. I was thinking the same thing. What?
Like, what areas of your life can you get criticized and it just doesn't bother you at all?
Why don't you start with that one?
Okay, so I was listening to this lecture on self-esteem, and normally I have no interest in lectures on self-esteem. Like, I think just the whole topic just skeeves me out. Like, you know, loving yourself, healing the wounded inner child within.
Okay.
But I've been listening to this program on lifelong success by this guy Igor Ledachovsky. He's an Austrian count, and I was listening to his lecture on self-esteem.
Okay.
And he got through to me because he made this point: when you feel solid in an area of your life, that you're doing the right thing, you feel like you're doing the right thing. Nothing people can say to you in that area can hurt you because you're solid. You're impervious to people putting you down in that area. You just feel sorry for people who try to shake your confidence in that area. So if you're at peace with yourself in a part of your life, you can't be bothered by the comments of others.
Okay.
So this has nothing to do with being perfect. It's all about being at peace with yourself. So here are some areas of my life where criticism does not hurt me. My decision to convert to Judaism. Like, people can criticize and make fun of that all day long.